91.3 KXCI Tucson. I'm Cathy Rivers, and you're listening to KXCI Conversations. In celebration of Teacher Appreciation Week, KXCI and Tucson Values Teachers has partnered up to bring you stories of some of our most valued teachers. Here is Steve Uyeda.
My name is Steve Uyeda. I teach at Sunnyside High School. I teach the Biosciences program, and this is my 32nd year teaching.
Tell me about how you became a teacher.
I became a teacher because I started out as an environmental consultant, and that was fun, but it was the same thing over and over again and wasn't really fulfilling. An opportunity occurred in LA Unified School District to bring professionals into the fold, and so I took it, and here I am.
Do you have a particular philosophy about teaching?
I do, and it has several pieces. I like to make sure that whatever goes on in the classroom is linked to reality. The kids need to have problems that aren't manufactured, that are actually real problems, that have no one correct answer. They have to look for the best solution at the time with what they have. I like to make sure that the problem is relevant to the students. I have to grab them. I have to move from, I have to do this to, I want to do this. And I have to remember myself that I can't not teach. And yes, that's exactly how my wife and I say it. Everything I do, how I react with students, how I react with administrators, what happens in the building and on political fronts, everything I do, the students learn from.
What are some of the challenges you face in the classroom?
For me, it's time. I have to do everything. So I'm a lab-based science teacher. My students will tell you that they spend 60 to 70% of the time in lab. So I prep the lab, I clean up the lab. I'm the lab manager. I have to do the grading. I'm an academy lead, so there's paperwork there. There's paperwork for teacher evaluations. There's paperwork with CTE because I'm a career and technical education teacher, and I could go on. There is never enough hours in the day to finish everything we need, and we're always behind.
Do you have a light bulb moment that teachers live for?
Having taught 32 years, I have several. So in a general sense, since I teach a lab class for industry, having the beginning students in the beginning class, you start out in the lab and you're all over them. Yes, do this, do that, and make sure you do this and so on. But now at the end of the year, I just can sit back against the wall and fold my arms and watch. And then if visitors come through, as they often do, I prep the kids by saying, okay, so people from Department of Education will be coming in. Just keep on working. And they do, and they answer the questions from those folks. A couple of specific ones. One of my junior students who has just gone through a family tragedy went through an internship interview recently at the University of Arizona, and they treated her like a graduate student. They started with breakfast. I dropped them off. I stood back. She just walked right up there and said, "My name is, and I'm at Sunnyside High School, and I'm pleased to meet you." And she got the internship, but she went through with that confidence that she didn't have at the beginning of the year 2 years ago. And then I have a special needs student who is trying really, really hard, and she's finally, after 6 months, she's found her groove. And she's focused in the classroom, and she's telling her friends who want to talk to her, I got to finish this first. And she's actually also teaching others as well. And so those are some of the things that happen in the classroom that make it worth it.
That's awesome. What makes you proud to be a teacher?
I'm proud to be a teacher because I'm now able to give back to the community. I've been doing that for 32 years. I did some math this morning and found out that I think I've taught around 5,000 students over the course of my career. And not only just giving back to the community, we're also paying it forward. And we're paying it forward by creating a group of students that are intellectually curious. They are lifelong learners. They're critical thinkers, and they're rational debaters. And it's hard to let them go. It really is. But the ducklings need to fly the nest eventually. And when they get back to us years and years later, it's amazing to see what they've done.
Well, from all of us, thank you so much for what you do in the community.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.